Good evening, everyone. Let me take this opportunity to present to my midterm data analysis assignment. Now, to a layman, big data, I will describe it as a massive library filled with millions of books containing information from different sources, customer purchase, social media, and in any way to benefit from these factors that I've related, you have to relate to them in a way that they interconnect with each other. And in terms of sales, that will enable someone to, or a customer or a client, to be personalized vis-a-vis the promotions. So sensor reading, so you have to figure out the relationship that will go along with the different sources, the customer purchase, and social media from this massive library that is filled with a million of books. Then I will invite you to what to have a look at what now this process is going to be taken into care of. Like, what is data processing? Data processing, imagine making a smoothie whereby you need to first wash this fruit, peel it, cut it before blending. That's how data is being processed. So, in other words, for example, cleaning cleaning cells data by filling in massive values before analyzing trends. So you cannot analyze trends for clearing and cleaning cells. And this will help in like cleaning your data and preparing it so that it's not consumed raw. That's the analogy behind data processing that you can also relate it to the way you blend your fruits after having peeled them, wash them, and cut them. Then what is predictive analytics? It's like weather forecast. It uses past data to predict future trends. And in terms of sales, you'll be analyzing sales performances to product category by understanding the customer preferences. That's how I put in that graph that shows like at one point where the consumption is high, prices seem to be a little moderate and preferable for the clients. That's why you can see that the consumption and the trend of like the purchase of product is over high percentage or high value. Then I'll invite you to look at the descriptive analytics. So what does this mean basically? Think of reviewing a scoreboard after a game to have a bigger picture to summarize the past data that is found and trended and the trends and the patterns. So you analyze sales performances by product category to understand customer preferences. So if you look at the graph that I've shown, that shows that at one point sales and the categories of these products tend to have the same kind of progression on this chart. And that means that the consumption based on the prices once they don't vary a lot, even the consumption seems to be having the same kind of effect on these products. So in other words, this gives us a global picture of how the product can be related to the price that is fixed with it. Just like how I put it in this visualization of using, of course, histogram libraries in Python and the name. So to finalize this presentation, I will delve into the aspects of linear regression and data and decision trees. Linear regression, this is basically best for continuous and straightforward relationships. For example, predicts sales based on price. That is obvious. Once the price of a commodity is relatively low, then the sales will go high. That is something that is straight, and there's nothing like being so hard to, relate with either two. But again, when you go to decision trees, here you handle complex data and works well for very classification of tasks. That is to do preferences based on multiple factors. Factors that could be like religion, sex, age, background, color, and culture. So there is no way you can relate this data or process this data with a linear regression because factors seem to be diverging from one another. So for you to process this kind of data amongst different cultures, different preferences, different religion, different sex, there you are invited to call in what we call a decision tree because this will be trying to deal with classification of tasks and whereby preferences are based on a multitude of factors. To finish with this presentation, I would emphasize on safeguarding data for the users. You have to always safeguard users' data once you've taken it from them. You have to make it a point that users are informed what you're going to use their data for, and you have to give them a guarantee that it's not going to land in wrong hands. I will stop my presentation session from here, and I thank you and looking forward for your feedback. Thank you.